This morning, this recipe landed in my inbox. I follow the vegan blog Oh She Glows by Angela, and she made these homemade Rolo knockoffs, and I am really excited to see how they go. There are only 5 ingredients, and those are dates, peanut butter, sea salt, dark chocolate chips, coconut oil, and chia seeds if you want. I wasn't able to get dark chocolate chips at the store, so I'm going to use semi-sweet chocolate chips. So the first step is we need to pit the dates, and here are my dates. And to pit a date, an easy way is just to cut it down the center and remove the pit. So the recipe calls for 11 pitted dates, which is about 200 grams. Angela lives in Canada, so most of her measurements are in the metric system. So just to pit a date, like I said, you can cut it down the center, and then you just remove the pit that way. And this is what a date looks like from the get-go, but you always just want to remove the pit because it's pretty inedible. As far as you can't chew it at all, it's hard as a rock. You know, whether or not it gets digested in your stomach acid, that is not a question I can answer. But nonetheless, this is what you want to do. And then if your dates are drier than kind of sticky, then you want to soak them in water to soften them before using, and then you want to make sure that you drain them well. Okay, so now they are in the food processor, and we're just going to mix them until they become a sticky paste. Now, if you don't have a food processor, I love Cuisinart ones, so I'll include a link to this processor's listing on Amazon in case you need to get one. Okay. Okay, it's kind of a sticky paste. You can tell because it's adhered to itself, more or less. So that's where you want to leave the dates in that consistency. Okay, so next we want to add a pinch of sea salt, and you can see where the salt I've added is distributed through there, and a half a teaspoon of peanut butter. And then we're going to process this until these are all combined, and the mixture should be super sticky. And this is a good thing if it's super sticky. Alright, so combining the peanut butter, the sea salt, and the dates now. Okay, now that it's all combined together, what we want to do is scoop it out, put it into a bowl, and then freeze that for 10 minutes. Okay, so then you want to pull the dough out of the freezer, because then it's going to be a lot easier to work with. And you want to wet your fingers slightly, and then start rolling the dough, if you will, into balls. While you're in the process of rolling the dough into balls, it's a good time to start melting the chocolate chips and the coconut oil together. And it's a half a cup of chocolate chips, and you don't even really need a half a cup, but about a half a cup, and 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. And then when that gets to the point where it's 2/3 melted, then you want to remove it from the heat and stir until everything is melted, so that it's going to be easy to roll the balls in the melted chocolate. So now I have all the dough rolled into balls, and then we're going to put them in a pan of the melted chocolate and the coconut oil. Now the balls are on parchment paper. If you have wax paper, that will work as well. And this is just the tape from the beginning of the parchment paper, if you're wondering. Okay. So So we've got the melted chocolate. You definitely don't want melted chocolate to burn because that is not a fun taste. And then I think one of the best ways to go about it is to use a spoon. You know, you could use your fingers, drop in a couple of the balls, make sure they're covered, so you want to roll them around. And then you're going to scoop it out with the spoon, bring it back over to the parchment paper, and drop it in. And this is gonna, you know, it's somewhat of a tedious process, but it's gonna help their look overall. And one of the things that Angela recommended in her recipe is that if you want, you could certainly sprinkle chia seeds on top, but I mean, be creative. You could do sprinkles on top, you could do chopped walnuts, chopped pecans, chopped pecans, anything that you would think of. And I never call pecans pecans, so I don't know why I just said that, but that's it. So I'm going to finish the rest of these, and then I will show you how just to put the chia seeds on top really easily. So one of the easier ways than, you know, rolling this thing back and forth is just to take a spoonful of the chocolate and pour it on. So that's why you definitely want to have a little bit more than you need, so you have the access to be able to pour it on. And that just makes the process go a little faster if you do a bunch at one time. Okay, so all the balls have gone through the chocolate process, and actually one thing that Angela suggests that I didn't think or didn't do in the process of this video is once you roll them into the balls, she suggests putting them again in the freezer for 10 minutes so that then when you coat them in the chocolate, they're easier to handle. And then you also want to drain as much as you can off of you know, the chocolate off of the balls so that it's not sitting in a wad of chocolate, but we'll see how that goes. Now, if you want to try this chia seed idea, I just have some chia seeds in this bowl, and if you've watched Health Conscious Meals, and this is more of a health conscious dessert on YouTube, then you know that I get these chia seeds for free from CVS. I wrote a book called The Guide to Couponing, and I'll include a link in the description of this video as to where you can grab that on Amazon. And then you just want to, you know, kind of sprinkle them on there like you would sprinkles or something like that. It just makes them look a little bit more sophisticated, I think. And then, like the Food Networks, I have some that have already been prepared. I'm going to leave half with the chia seeds on and half without, but I already have some that I finished that are in the freezer, so we'll pull those out. So here is the batch that's been in the freezer for probably 30 minutes now. It's been in the freezer for a long time. And I had to use wax paper because at the time I didn't have parchment paper. And you can see that it stayed in the shape that, you know, I sprinkled it in. So it's got that bottom portion on it. But that's how they turn out. And they are delicious. I've already had a couple. I'm excited about these, the possibility of putting together like a little bag of them and giving them out to friends and family for Christmas. So that might be an option if you're looking for something easy, fast, not necessarily fast as far as the preparation, but easy, cute, and fun, and very awesome tasting to use for a Christmas or a holiday gift. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.